Shares of Petco are on the move today after the company reported second quarter earnings that missed expectations and slashed its full year guidance. Let's get right into this one with Petco CEO Ron Coughlin. Ron, always good to see you. Appreciate you taking the time. So let's get right into this outlook because it's sparking a little bit of a sell-off here in the stock. Is it that consumers are getting a couple as biscuits for Fido? Is it an inflationary thing? How do you see it?
Hey, Brian, thanks for having me. Well, the great news is from a consumable standpoint, consumer behavior is not changing at all. We have continued momentum into premium and super premium. We're mix shifting into higher products. From a veterinary and grooming, we continue to surge double-digit growth in those areas. Where you're seeing some temporary cutbacks is on supplies, toys, leashes, collars, leads, those type of things. Past history says that's a temporary effect, and research says that 40% of the customers that aren't purchasing, it's really a delayed purchase versus a canceled purchase. But it is a temporary impact due to disposable income.
Can you talk a little bit more in another part of the business about the vet network, the capabilities there, what expansion looks like, and how much you have to actually spend into that to actually kind of increase the margins that you may see from that business too?
Yeah, great question. That is a $30 billion market. We've gone from a standing start 3 years ago to 200 veterinary hospitals. We just completed the acquisition of Thrive, where we picked up 800 vets and vet techs into our system, welcomed them in. So our capabilities continue to scale. And what's magical about vet is not just we provide great care, not just that there's a financial return to the vet, but we see a 4 to 5 point lift in our center store when we put a veterinary hospital into our location. So it's good, and we're really excited because we just really accelerated there.
Hey, Ron, it's Julie here. Another question about another part of the services side of your business, grooming that is, which judging from what you said on the conference call also seems like it's holding up relatively well. I mean, one would think that could be another area where people would cut back and just, bathe their dogs at home or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
But are you not seeing any kind of weakness there?
Are you bathing Sparky at home these days?
We are. He doesn't. He's a wire hair. He doesn't need any like cutting of his hair. Anyway.
Yeah, to your point, grooming continues its strength, double-digit growth. So we're not seeing those cutbacks. And a part of that is just the makeup of our customer. We have a higher-end customer. We have a customer that takes the best care of their pets. This is part of the Gen Z and millennials that we've brought in over the last 3 or 4 years. So they're much more resilient. The only area that we're seeing a temporary softening is around the tennis balls, collars, leads, what we call the supplies business. But again, history says that bounce back as the economy comes back.
Ron, I don't know if you can see this, but your face is competing with cute puppy videos right next to you. So that's what we're enjoying here. There's always something going on.
I lose that battle.
Oh, fair enough. Fair enough. So as you look into the back half of the year, what are some key initiatives, I guess, to reignite growth you got on the table?
Yeah, we're really excited. We have the continued build out of vet. We launched our first small town rural store in Floresville, Texas. It is significantly exceeding our expectations. We have multiple new openings in the second half of this year. It's an $8 billion addressable market that we're tapping into. You'll see news on the insurance front, which is a multi-billion-dollar opportunity for us. And then just today, we announced Wholehearted Fresh Frozen. Fresh Frozen as a category is projected to go from about $1.5 billion to $4 to $5 billion over the next few years. And having a more accessible product to bring more users into the fresh frozen is going to serve us well. So think about it as a classic good, better, best. Wholehearted will be a better, and Just Food for Dogs and our other brands will be the best.
Ron, sometimes during periods of economic weakness, you see competitors picking up market share from one another. And of course, I think of you guys, I think of Chewy, and I'm wondering what's happening in terms of market share for you.
Yeah, we've continued to gain share where we're focused. We're focused on premium and super premium food. We're focused on grooming. We're focused on veterinary, focused on digital. And we've gained share. Our digital business was up double digits. Our digital business is up over 100% on a 3-year basis. And one of actually the exciting things we talked about on our call is the scaling of our ad network. So we've grown triple digits on our ad network, and we committed to growing triple digits for the year. And that really helps us with our gross margin on digital, which then that mix shift from brick and mortar to digital isn't as erosive.
You've also seen an increase in inventories. You were mentioning trying to work through some of that, especially, even if you're not seeing any type of kind of trade down, or perhaps the consumer is continuing to buy food, of course, for their pets. It's the leashes, it's some of the other merchandise that you've now got to churn through. Are you envisioning a highly promotional kind of period that you're going to have to enact in order to get through some of that inventory? And what does that do to the margins in the near term too?
Great question. That's where our story diverges from almost the entire retail universe. We've been very nimble in managing our supplies. So we actually do not have an inventory issue. We're very comfortable with our inventory in total quantity and in makeup, and therefore we're not having to do some of the heavy promotions that you're seeing the mass players talk about doing and many other retailers having to do, even some announcements yesterday. We are not in that position. We've managed our supply very nimbly, so we don't have the need to do heavy promotions to move through product.
Hey, Ron, I got to report some bad news here. Julie bought some natural pet products at a local farmer's market. I never heard of fresh food for pets at farmers market. It's a thing.
Biscuits. They're biscuits.
Fresh biscuits. Okay.
Biscuits. All right, Julie, you and I are going to have to walk a Petco. I'll show you all the great stuff we have.
Accepted. Invitation accepted. Petco CEO Ron Coughlin. Good to see you, Ron. Thanks for being here.
Likewise. Thank you.